Hi everybody. Alright, fun-filled episode here. Let's go over to the oil cooler real quick. You missed this little shot of video from the last time. Basically, to mount it, it just sits on that plate with 4 nut plates on it, 4 long AN bolts, and it holds the scoop up top, which of course is incomplete. There's more to it than that. I mean, there's some seals and some silicone DAP, basically, just to seal the air gaps. But except for that, that's pretty much how it goes on. In this video, we're working on both the replacement throttle cable bracket, and we're going to be working on the baffles. So why the replacement throttle cable bracket? The one that comes from Vans, there's 2 reasons. One, the one that comes from Vans, while nice, is a little bit too thin for my liking, because that's something I'm going to be yanking back and forth a lot, so making one out of much thicker material. 2, the default drilled holes in the one that comes from Vans are for, throttle cable, prop cable, and mix, as well as a hole for the alternate air. And if you're using the new engine and want to have that cowl flap, you're going to have to drill another hole in it for the other cable that you'll need. Well, we don't need that. We've got throttle, yes, prop, yes, but no mix, no cowl flap. We do have an alternate air, which will be the 3rd one, but that's it. So we're making a more build-specific throttle cable bracket, so that's what we're doing here. Okay, so now on to the baffling. The baffles technically aren't done before the cowling, but because of our fuel system, I need to get this thing in place. Well, at least the sides and the back. So we're going to work on prepping up the pieces that go on top of each one of the cylinders along the sides, and the 2 pieces that go along the aft side of the engine. With those in place, we'll be able to then accurately determine the fuel line needs that we need to make this fuel system work. It is only once that is done that I can complete the wiring, and once the wiring is done, I can finish off the top front of the fuselage, which also means then I'll be able to do the cowling, which means then I'll be able to do the baffles. So let's see, we got a little bit of Q&A here. Rick Esterbrook asks, why do you have a switch for your alternator? That's a good question. I already have a circuit breakers for it. The reason I have this switch is in case the internal voltage regulator for it breaks and starts overcharging my lithium-ion batteries. I've got an overvoltage warning alert, and I will be able to quickly reach up and switch it off, as opposed to hunting around specifically for a circuit breaker underneath the panel. Now, I know it's just another failure point, but for me it's like, oh, easy switch off. The other thing also is, if your alternator fails during flight, you're still drawing power for the alternator line, and that's drawing out of your battery, so we don't want that. And of course it's the alternator, so the alternator line is on the essential bus for me, and I don't want to draw any more power from that than I have to. So that's the 2 reasons for that. Actually, it all goes back to John DeLorean, that Protestant cokehead Irishman. Anyone that's ever driven a DeLorean, so you get out of the car, you turn the engine off, you hear that Peugeot engine sputter to a halt. I think it's like 1.4 liters, but you'll still hear this hum. You know what that hum is? That's the alternator still being energized. And when you come back from lunch, you're like, huh, the hum's gone away. Yep, it's gone away, all right. That's because it's drained your entire battery. So, thank you, John. All right, so we're working on the baffling here. Rick's follow-up question was about how does things actually stay cool. We will get into all of that later, like how the baffling works, etc. Like I said, we're just kind of building it up right now so that we can get it in place to measure the fuel lines. That's all, the only reason we're doing it. But there you can see a couple of the pieces on top of the baffling. Vans does a great job. So, all right, I hope everyone has a great weekend. It's Christmas time. Hope everyone's with their family and enjoying themselves. I hope you're enjoying it too. So thank you for joining me, everyone. See you soon.